Hey guys, so I normally don't do like this kind of stuff about, private servers and all that. I do talk about them and I'd say I do play on them. Revelation WoW, I'm still trying to download the thing, but the launcher is giving issues with one of the patches. And so February 1st, they're re-releasing the launcher with hopefully a fix to it. So hopefully I can get into the game. But then I've said Ascension WoW. People love Ascension WoW. It's like a classless thing. You can start your game, and as you level up, you can kind of choose talents and spells from any class. So if you want to be a hunter who can shoot fireballs and stuff, you can be a fire hunter. If you want to be a mage that dual wields, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to be a rogue that uses holy power and has paladin moves, you can do that. So already the customization is basically endless. There's ones where you can start it and you can pick yourselves, or you can go in and it kind of sets it for you, but then you can re-roll it, just kind of keep re-rolling till you find spells that you like. And then each level you'll get a different spell, so it's more traditional, but the spells will be random. But they're also doing this Conquest of Azeroth, which I think is amazing, because these people are doing what Blizzard doesn't seem to want to do. So Conquest of Azeroth. Embark on a new adventure. 21 brand new classes, a pristine vanilla Azeroth, multiple expansions, and all of Ascension's greatest features built into a brand new game. Tackle your favorite challenges, meet incredible new friends, and take down nostalgic enemies, all while mastering 21 completely new forged from Warcraft lore. New classes forged from Warcraft lore. Welcome to Conquest of Azeroth. Unfortunately, there's no release date right now. They've been testing it for a while. I'm pretty sure it's in beta right now, or it's still alpha, because these are custom, and you'll see that in a second. So you have all these new ones down here, which they're going to go to what they are into alpha. Unfortunately, if you want to do it, you have to pay. The developers, yeah, if you're interested in joining alpha, you can find the bundle here on the Ascension store. I mean, if you want to test it as fast as possible and get things done, release it to everyone so that they can, but 21 new classes, class mechanics, and then Conquest of Azeroth classes. The Necromancer, one of the classes that people have been yammering about for years. Every time there's an expansion, this is always one that's like, we want Necromancers, well, here you go, Necromancer. Necromancers are dark mages whose obsession with death influences the very spells they weave. Outcast by most civilized societies, these wizards summon armies of undead to serve them in battle. When a more direct approach is needed, they rely on frost and disease spells to cripple and drain their foes. Not all necromancers are evil, but many find solace and companionship only with those who share their intense desire for knowledge, no matter the price. And you have skills that are, I'm assuming, are custom. So we have Entomb. Bury your target alive, stunning them for 3 seconds. Can be cast while dead. Raised Flesh Golem. Summon a Flesh Golem to aid you in combat. Flesh Golems have a high health and can taunt. Summon Skeletal Archer. Summon Skeletal Archer to aid you in combat. The archer will fire arrows at foes from afar. Multiple summoned skeletons can be active at once. Now I've seen someone play as a Necromancer. They seem really cool, to be honest. Sun Cleric, Cleric, very traditional RPG class, and These guys have done it. Sun clerics are devout disciples of the burning suns and sands, drawing power from sunlight generated through their spells. They can heal friends, empower allies, and sear the flesh from foes. Though traditionally only lightly armored, some sun clerics choose to follow the path of the Valkyrie, becoming Sun Knights. These heavily armored bastions lead the charge in their crusade against darkness, shining like a beacon for allies following in their wake. Solar power. Certain skills and abilities grant solar power, so that's going to be like a resource. Resource that can empower your skills and abilities. So it's going to be kind of like the lunar solar thing for druids, holy power for paladins, combo points for rogues. You get the gist of it. Runic power for death knights. Burning sun ray, sear your enemy with a burning light, inflicting holy damage if you have solar power. So 5 solar points. 5 solar power, reset the cooldown of other damaging spells. 10 solar power, restore 10% of your maximum mana. So, since, they're magic related, it's going to be mana. 40 solar power, deal an additional massive burst of fire damage to your foe. Path of Light, increase your movement speed by 50% for 12 seconds. That's actually really good. While moving, you leave behind a burning path of raw light, which heals allies and burns enemies. Okay, that's really cool. So, especially with boss fights, that can come in real handy in 12 seconds. So, you leave behind you a burning path for 12 seconds. That's really cool. It heals your allies. I'm sure, obviously, for maybe a fixed percentage or whatever. And burn allies. So, probably be a great AoE. And AoE not only to damage, but to heal everyone as well. That's really, really cool. That's really clever. Starcaller. Starcallers are shimmering knights of Elune, moon knights, defenders, and huntresses both. These heavily armored fighters use a combination of martial weapons and lunar magic to protect allies and sear foes. Often intimately in tune with the arcane, Starcallers rely on their immense mana pool to invoke powerful astral magic, empowering both their offense and defense as they lead allies to victory. And their talents and skills: Moonblade channels 40% of your current mana into your blade, striking a target for arcane damage equal to the amount of mana consumed. Guardian of Elune requires shield. While the shield is equipped, increase all healing you receive by 35%. In addition, using any attack will cost mana additionally. Using any attack which costs mana additionally grants you a shield equal to the mana consumed. Okay. Starlight summons a ray of starlight at a nearby location. Enemies who touch the starlight are slowed by 80%. Wow. In addition, the damage of your Moonblade is increased by 50% while fighting inside Starlight. So this is going to be something you put on, and it'll be like an AoE type thing. You stand inside, and you get a nice, juicy boost to your, your Moonblade, which is probably, I assume, your main source of damage. The Reaper, which is, I also saw this one, really fucking cool. Reapers are shadowy wraiths possessed by the spirits of the weapons they wield. Harvesting souls to cast sinister spells, Reapers wander through Azeroth's spirit world, only materializing in the physical plane to strike down hapless prey. Any damage they sustain in a fight can be instantly healed, provided they carved up enough of their enemy's flesh. So, Reap. Strike the target for 150% weapon damage and restores 5% of your maximum health. So it's going to be kind of like, God, what is it? Warriors and their blood. God, I don't play Warrior. What the fuck am I thinking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. They've got the same thing where it does a certain amount and heals you. what is the name? I can't remember. Like I said, I don't play warriors. But the second use of this ability will deal an additional 50% weapon damage. The third use grants 1 reaped soul in addition to previous effects. Doomrend. Cleave the target for 400% weapon damage and deals additional shadow damage based on the target's missing health. So, sounds like it'll do more the closer they are to death, because if it's based on how much health is missing, so it should be doing more when they're at, a couple percent, so it should be really good in, say, boss fights. You're getting that boss down, it's like at 15%, and if you do use Doomrend, you're just going to keep pushing out that big damage. Now, I don't know how often you could use this, because it doesn't say, it has a 10-second cooldown or 30-second cooldown. But I assume once they're down to that low of health, each time you use it, it's going to be a huge, impactful, boost to everyone else, because you're going to be dishing out a lot of damage. So, Underwalk requires dual wielding. You vanish from the physical plane, allow you to stalk your prey as an unseen spirit. While a spirit, your movement speed is reduced by 80%. However, every few seconds, you'll shift through the aether, teleporting 8 yards, and the direction you are facing. I don't know about that. Here's another one. Tinker. Come on, Blizzard. They did it. Tinkers are eccentric inventors that create, deploy, and assemble mechanical devices to devastate foes and defend allies. With a blunderbuss as their primary weapon, most Tinkers prefer to use their finesse into their inventions, rather than their combat. Bombs, remote detonation mines, turrets, mechanical spiders, and more are in the Tinker's toolkit, making them invaluable members to any adventuring party. Rifle, bomb launcher, gun, and sniper rifle. You equip the specified firearm, altering your skills, abilities, and damage depending on the current firearm you have equipped. All firearms allow the use of new skills. Okay. Deploy bomb. Places a conspicuous landmine on the ground. Landmines can be detonated all at once, dealing damage to those caught in the blast and flinging them into the air. Allies caught in the blast suffer no damage, but are flung forward. I mean, that's pretty cool. When it comes to bombs, most people are hesitant because it's like, well, what if my allies step on them? So you're not going to suffer any damage. You're just going to be forward. Build Sentry Turret. Construct a Sentry Turret that will automatically shoot bullets at enemies for 2 minutes. Jesus. 2 minutes? That's actually really good. Stormbringer. Stormbringers are electrifying wizards that can harness the power of wind and rain to hurl shocking blasts at foes. At home in torrential hurricanes, these casters are both armored and mobile, able to dart around the battlefield as a ball of lightning. However, those who revel in the storm, beware. Casting spells builds charges of static, increasing your damage, but bringing you ever closer to discharge and an inevitable end. I also saw them, and it's true. So they become powerful, but then the discharge happens, and it takes, if I remember, it takes a lot of fucking health from you. Yeah, there. Static. Casting spells and abilities makes you a conduit for the storm, causing you to gain static. Static increases the effectiveness of many skills, but reach 100 stacks and the storm will finish you for good. Summon Wind Servant. Summons an air elemental to aid you in battle. Pretty simple. Like I said, I wish they would say how long these things would stay out, or how long it takes to use it again. Lightning Orb. So, wait, let's see. Dealing nature damage has a chance to conjure a Lightning Orb, a stationary mote of lightning that zaps nearby foes. Lightning orbs can be moved, detonated, and manipulated by other abilities. So, so it's pretty interesting. So Lightning Orbit's going to be its own little, like a passive type thing, but then you're going to have an ability to move it when it pops up. So why not just make it its own ability? You know, I mean, it's going to be an AoE, so why not make it like Blizzard or Hellfire or Rain of Fire or whatever? Knights of Zorroff. Knights of Zorroff take their name from the burning world of Zorroff, a legion world tormented by eternal hellfire. Deadly wardens of plague and flame, these knights are, in truth, the spirits of Zorrothian demons infused into mortal corpses. Now free from their warlock masters, the Knight of Zorroff must find a new meaning in this foreign world, else burn it to ash with apocalyptic hellfire. Skills: Meat Cleaver. Kind of a simple name, but cleave your enemy, dealing physical damage and getting a stack of death fire. Flesh Hook. Impale your target with a meat hook, inflicting damage and pulling them to you. Generates rage. Okay. Flames of Zorroff. Consume all death fire stacks to unleash a devastating breath of hellfire upon your foes. So it's going to be like Dragon Breath, dealing damage and lowering their attack speed and spell haste. These flames deal increased damage the more death stacks are consumed. So what's the max amount? So flames deal increased damage the more death fire stacks are consumed. I mean, I assume there's going to be some kind of cap to it. I mean, because imagine if you could get up to like fucking 100 stacks of it. Remember they did that with paladins back in what, BC and stuff. Like you were able to stack a certain spell, and then people were just going around one-shotting world bosses. Yeah, wasn't fun for everyone. So, Barbarian. Barbarians are savage fighters that rely on brute strength and agility to cleave a bloody swath through foes. They can also call upon the spirits of their ancestors to bless and heal allies. Interesting. Ensuring that while there's bloodshed to be had, no one falls. These tribal warriors can even summon the might of the ancient Valkyr to aid them in battle, resurrecting allies, even when dead themselves. Okay. Very spiritual, but more like a warrior. Whirling advance, spin forward, stunning all enemies in your path. Massacre. Become enraged, causing your auto attacks to generate a stack of carnage on the target and increase your critical strike chance by 10%. Spirit of the Ancestors. Call upon the strength of Barbarians past, summoning a Valkyr Battle Maiden. This warrior spirit will resurrect all nearby players for a short duration, allowing the fight to continue. Can be cast while dead. That's actually really cool that they're going to allow you to cast these things while dead. I mean, I know you've got your Spirit Healer form for priests, but you take that form when you pretty much die, and then you kind of do healing, but then you still die. So the fact that you can die but still use this and resurrect people, and not just one person, but everyone who's dead, that's really cool. That's really clever, really awesome mechanic. Cultist. Cultists are dark servants of the old gods, sworn to restore the Black Empire and bring about the Hour of Twilight. Like, the whole idea of serving the void, the old gods, it's so fucking awesome. Generally frail, these mortals make up for their weak bodies with powerful weapons, heavy armor, and shields. Yet the equipment they wear pales in comparison to their dark magic. Cultists can influence others with the whispers of the ancient gods, summoning tentacles, healing allies, and even transforming into ancient horrors. That's really cool. Insanity, so just like a priest, Shadow Priest, I think that's the same thing that Shadow Priests have, is insanity. Your mind is a constant battle between the whispers and ultimate insanity. Casting any spell using the old god's strength afflicts you with insanity. The higher it reaches, the more powerful your skills. but reach 100 stacks and you will suffer ultimate madness, fleeing in terror until you die. And I think that's how it was with priests at first, until they're like, let's take out the death part. Tentacles of the old gods. Summons a tentacle belonging to one of the 4 old gods. Wow, that's amazing. Imagine you're just like fighting someone and like a fucking tentacle of Yogg-Saron just like, I mean that's incredible. And it's not that hard. You're just replacing the tentacle models with the tentacles of the fucking old gods. You know, they move the same really, and really have the same animations for the most part. So making that possible. Now, I don't know how big these things are going to be, but if you're going to summon a tentacle of an old god, it better not be like this little tiny thing that's like, I want some huge fucking tentacle that like, you know? Each tentacle has a different effect, and multiple tentacles can be active at once, generates insanity. Okay. That sounds really cool. I'd like to know each effect of the tentacle summons. So there's 4 old gods, you know, Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, Yasharaj, and N'Zoth. So each of them will have its own effect, and you can have multiple. So is that meaning you can have all 4 of them at once, or multiple just mean like you can have 2 or something? So that might be fun in certain situations where put like, oh, you want this effect and this effect for that situation, like, you know, mainly, you know, boss fights, or you're like, oh, I want N'Zoth's and Yasharaj's, you know, for these effects to, you know. So that's really fucking cool. You can see how, you know, this is just a small group. They're doing things that Blizzard should be doing. Forbidden Ritual. You sacrifice your sanity to unleash the power of Twilight, stunning your target and dealing massive damage. However, unleashing this attack sets your sanity to maximum, causing you to run in fear and cast random spells until you die. Yeah. Pyromancer, not the YouTuber. Pyromancers are explosive wizards wreathed in a magic flame. Few can match their raw destructive power, and few still survive an encounter with these hot-head-tempered mages. All manner of fire magic falls under their domain, from conjuring phoenixes and flaming orbs to summoning cataclysmic meteors and bolts of searing heat. The strong pyromancers can even transform into dragons. Nice. Scorching Ray. Fires a beam of flame at an enemy, causing fire damage, increasing spell haste. Okay. The effect can stack multiple times. Again, how many times? I mean, I know they're just giving vague descriptions, but, you know, I'd like to know the specifics sometimes. Meteor, I mean, fire mages have the same thing. Summon Phoenix, pretty much they have the same thing. Rangers. Yay. Rangers. Rangers are the ultimate spies and scouts, versatile and resourceful. Wait, so they can. Rangers do the can. You think they do can. I'm saying that no. Versatile and resourceful. They can switch from sword and shield to bow at any time, weaving a flurry of arrows into melee combat. Rangers can make use of various war horns to empower their allies, and can slip into the shadows to investigate enemy camps and bring back news to friends. Perhaps the most unique of all, the Rangers can acquire hide by slaying foes to craft temporary armor buffs, increasing the effectiveness of both themselves and allies. A true jack of all trades, the Ranger is a welcome addition to any party. Quick Shot. A basic shot dealing physical damage, generates 1 combo point, so they're going to have combo points just like mages. Not mages, rogues. Can be used while moving. Elude allows the ranger to sneak around in stealth. Does not reduce movement speed. Duelist Strike. It's time to duel. Deals physical damage with a bladed weapon. If the target is disarmed, the attack deals additional damage. So they kind of sound like rogues. Just like better, I guess, because they can use bow and arrow. And Rune Weaver. Rune Weavers are sorceress assassins who devote themselves, mind and body to the arcane art of rune crafting. Using runes, they can convert all damage they sustain into their mana pool. Okay, that is really cool. Enhance their rune daggers, conjure devastating arcane magic, and teleport themselves and allies, and even summon runic pets to serve them. Summon runic pets. Rune Weavers are complex and mysterious casters. Like their magic, they take time and dedication to master. Someone wanted in. Rune Blast. Hurl a blast of pure arcane magic, dealing arcane damage. In addition, Rune Blast. Rune Blast seems like it's very familiar to something else. Rune Blast increase your spell critical strike chance by 15%, stacks up to 3 times. Warp Digivolve. You and your active rune spirits teleport to the targeted location and increase your spell critical strike chance by 15%. I assume that's going to have a charge, so you can use it like twice, twice, like, so then it would increase it up by 30%. That's assuming you can use it more than once. But if it's like a one-time thing, you use it once and you have to wait like, 30 seconds for it to cool down. Conjure Rune Familiar. Summons a rune spirit to serve as your familiar. This pet cannot attack, but functions as a locus for casting and channeling other spells. Okay. The Demon Hunter. Agile warriors who have sacrificed... I have sacrificed everything. What have you given? Agile warriors who have sacrificed everything in the pursuit of destroying the Burning Legion. This new take on the Demon Hunter class allows you to build as either a Fellfire caster or an agile mage assassin. Dart across the battlefield with Sinister Fury, using your signature war glaives in conjunction with chaotic fell magic. Soar through the air in a blaze of fell flame and decimate foes who stand in your way. That's pretty cool. All right, we've got Glaive Rush. Rush forward, slicing all enemies in your path and dealing physical damage. This skill has no cooldown, so this will be your main source, and I'm sure it'll build up some kind of points or whatever. Or it'll be just like your traditional Demon Hunter. Spell Break. Slash your target, interrupting spell casting and spelling a magic effect from them. Okay, cool. Fell Strikes. Many of your offensive abilities have a chance to trigger a Fell Strike, dealing shadow damage based on either your agility or intellect, whichever is higher. Guardian. Guardians are valiant fighters who have dedicated their lives to mastering arms and armor. Battle-hardened and war-forged, these heroes will find comfort in times of peace with trusted friends, but are no strangers to bloody battlefields and the banners of war. Capable of withstanding huge amounts of physical damage, these frontline fighters can easily change fighting styles by switching weapons to suit their needs. Inspiration. Certain skills and abilities grant the Guardian inspiration. While inspired, many skills and abilities will trigger a new or bonus effect. Challenge. Commands the target to challenge you. Inspired causes the target to flee in fear for 4 seconds. Gladiator Strike. Impale an enemy on your weapon, dealing physical damage. Inspired. Deal additional physical damage and reduce the remaining cooldown of your skills. So come in handy. The Witch Doctor. Oh, witch hunters. I think we do have a witch doctor though. Witch hunters are deadly lone wolves dedicated to rooting out and destroying evil. Evil! Highly mobile, resourceful, and merciless, these crossbow-wielding hunters destroy any foe that they perceive as a threat. Using an array of potions and grenades, they can strengthen their shots, empower their silver blade, and take down foes before escaping into the night. No evil shall escape their sight. So they sound more like rogues. Skills. Weapon swap. Switch between the dual crossbows, actually that's pretty cool, and burning blade. While using crossbows, you gain access to bolt slinger abilities and deal additional damage. While using the burning blade, you gain access to inquisitor skills. Crippling shot. Aim a deadly bolt at the target's leg, preventing escape. I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Deals physical damage and slows the target by 25%. I'm sorry, but if I had a freaking an arrow go through my leg, I'm pretty sure I'd be slowed by more than 25%. But it says stacking up to 3 times, so that's what, 75% you'd be slowed by. I'm pretty sure if I got shot through the knee with an arrow, I'd be down, slowed down for more than just at 75%. I'd be on the ground. Also generates rage. Death load a shot. Fire a poison bolt at the target, dealing heavy physical damage and generating rage. In addition, Death Lotus Venom poisons the target, greatly reducing their magic damage and increasing the cost of spells and skills by 30%. Sons of Arugal. The Sons of Arugal is a ferocious hunter, shredding foes to pieces with vicious claws and bite attacks. Overcome by the ancient Worgen curse, the savage stalker can lap the blood up from wounded foes, leaping through forests in pursuit of prey. In addition, they can switch back to the human form to become powerful blood mages, using sanguine magic to heal allies and themselves. Curse of the Worgen. I also had to make sure I was saying that right. It is sanguine. Curse of the Worgen. Given to your curse. Transforming into a Worgen, removing the rage cost of all abilities, and instead draining rage. Upon reaching 0 rage, revert back into your mortal form. Okay. Bloody Claws. While in Worgen form, your auto attacks against bleeding targets steal health on each hit. Howl of the Night Hunter. Your howl pierces the very soul of your target, so terrifying that it renders them stunned, as well as inflicting shadow damage, 30-yard range. Monk. Monks are monastery initiates, typically found in temples and abbeys. Though pacifists by nature, the growing threat of war looming on the horizon has inspired many of these devotees to train in martial combat. Infusing the light they worship into runes, they can imbue holy magic into weapons or their own furious fists. These faithful warriors seek to bring peace across Azeroth, even if it requires force. It's mostly peaceful. Iron Fists. While you have no weapon equipped, your unarmed attacks deal holy damage, as well as significantly increase your attack speed. This attack speed boost stacks up to 3 times. Fury of Blows. Whenever you do physical damage, you have a chance to gain a stack of Flurry of Blows, increasing the duration of your next 100 Fist Strike by 1 second. 100 Fist Strike. Unleash a Flurry of Blows upon the target, dealing physical damage every 0.25 seconds. For 1 second. Okay. Deals double damage when no weapons are equipped. The number of blows unleashed during 100 Fist Strike can be increased with attack speed. Chronomancer. Chronomancers are masters of time and space, wielding the magic of the bronze dragonfly to age foes, hasten allies, and turn fights in their favor. Chronomancers naturally leave duplicates of themselves when they travel, and can return to an early version of themselves whenever they desire. I think I've seen this, and it's pretty cool. Additionally, they can harness chaos magic to unravel their foes, bringing enemies to an untimely end. Get it? Because they're Chronomancers and they control time. You slay me. You know what else slays you? Chronomancers. Time walking. Every 15 seconds, you leave behind an infinite clone that will save your health, mana, and physical location. You can rewind time back to your clones. Chronicles of History, the Chronomancer, begins magically documenting the actions of an ally for 7 seconds. At the end of the duration, the same ally will recast all abilities documented on their current target. Temporal Duel. Transport yourself and an enemy target into a different timeline for 30 seconds. It's a timeline where everyone else is busy at the moment, so it will be just the two of you fighting. Disciples of Shadra. The Spider Loa. The Disciples of Shadra is a silent stalker that has pledged herself to the great Spider Loa Shadra. Imbued with poisons and shape-shifting power, she can transform into all manner of insects, from spiders to scorpions to deadly Nerubians. That's actually really cool. I mean, Nerubian is also something people have wanted to play as, even though this is probably not a permanent form. Although, we're going to get to that because I'm looking over here. Using these forms, the Disciple of Shadra can drain the life from foes, crippling them with poisons and webs before finally taking their last speck of life with a deadly bite. Stalker form. You transform into a Nerubian stalker, gaining access to your stalker abilities and becoming able to tunnel underground. While underground, your movement speed is increased and your health regenerates. That is really, really cool. Scorpid form. Transforms into a desert scorpid, granting access to your scorpid abilities, increasing armor by a massive % of your intellect. Okay. Skitterer form. Transforms into a venom web skitterer, greatly increasing your movement speed and allowing you to chase down foes. I'm coming for ya. Primalist. Primalists are spiritual war masters connected to the very soul of Azeroth. They can build rage by harnessing bestial powers, invoking the spirits of bears, wolves, eagles, and more. Primalists also serve as powerful geomancers, causing earthquakes and rock slides to damage foes. Still further, they can use their connection to Azeroth to tap into the power of the elemental planes, ushering wind, water, and fire into their attacks. But then it all changed the day the Fire Nation attacked. Geode Barrage. Create 3 fragments of stone and fling them at an enemy, dealing nature damage and generating rage. Fists of Ragnaros. Causes your next stone slam to unleash the fires of Ragnaros on an enemy, dealing additional fire damage. Body of Stone. Channel the power of the earth to become a stone elemental, increasing your armor by 150% of your spirit, and additionally reducing all physical damage taken. While in this form, you cannot dodge, and your threat generation is increased by 100%. Whenever you take physical damage, you have a chance to cause a tectonic shift, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Okay, so it slows you down because you can't dodge, so you're pretty much taking hits the entire time. But when you take physical damage, you have a chance of creating like this cool AoE effect. The Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor is a powerful tribal shaman, intricately connected with the ancient lowest spirits. Potions, totems, hexes, and curses make this Witch Doctor the ultimate enfeebler, able to help allies and hinder foes with his maddening array of crippling magic. Often secreted away in caves and deserts, the Witch Doctor excels at solo play. Able to sustain themselves near indefinitely as foes collapse to their knees beneath the weight of voodoo magic. That sounds pretty fucking badass. Voodoo alchemy. Enchants the target ally with the power of the voodoo, decreasing the cost of their skills by 5% of whatever resource it requires. Serpent Ward. You can start the Serpent Ward at the target location. These wards spits venom at nearby enemies, focusing, if it can, on your primary target. Big bad voodoo. You channel the strength of voodoo into all nearby allies, reducing their damage taken by 80% for 10 seconds as long as you channel. So I'm guessing it can be broken if you're hit. And those are all the, they're high risk and just more about it. But what was that? Phase 3, a month ago. Release date for Phase 3. Okay, so Phase 3 dropped December 21st. So, yeah, there's no real release time for it right now, but given the fact that we have all this stuff to look forward to, all these amazing freaking classes, custom skills, stuff like that, I'm excited. I deleted Ascension WoW for now, but once they release this, yeah, I'm definitely re-downloading it. I mean, I had to delete it. I needed space, but yeah, I'm definitely wanting to try this. And it's a shame you have to pay, to get it. So, wait, additionally, heroes in-game can get lucky and find one of the auction houses. Wait, and find one on the auction house for gold. Be sure to keep an eye. Okay. So what they're saying is you can also get this bundle of Conquest of Azeroth Alpha bundle on the auction house. Probably a bit of fucking gold, I'll tell you that much. And then for Ascension WoW, I mean, it's busy, but like to get that much gold, it's gonna be like 1 million fucking gold. Like, oh yeah, you want this? It's gonna be 1 million gold. No. But yeah, like I said, I don't normally try to promote like this, but this is one of those things that it needs to be known and promoted because they're doing things that Blizzard should be doing. I mean, if a small team can create all new classes with custom skills and effects and that, why can't Blizzard? Instead, they just give us the same rehashed crap every single expansion. But if you're tired of Shadowlands and WoW in general and you don't want to play Classic, try Ascension. Like I said, I love it. I just had to delete it because I needed space. And every time I went on, there was like no one on. So I'm like, okay, let me just delete it for now and I'll reinstall it when this comes out. But give it a try. You don't really need groups to have fun. In fact, leveling on the high, with high risk on a dead server. So you'll get like raid level gear, but you don't have to worry about all that gear disappearing should you be killed by another player because server's dead. So, like I said, give it a try. Like I said, you don't have to be in a group. I mean, when I first started World of Warcraft, I wasn't in a group. I was soloing the entire time. Even though I was like in a guild, my friend was like, yeah, join the guild and blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, I like just exploring and soloing stuff. If I wanted to do dungeon, I did a dungeon with someone, but for the most part, I just went around and I just did the quests, enjoyed the zones. But yeah, like I said, give it a try. Anyways, you guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.